As I said before, I'm going to now um, try to demonstrate how to
Incoming
recap.
backup request.
So what basically recapping is recalibration of a gun, and I'm also going to do one of a piece. It's very similar when it's a gear piece or piece that you want to wear. So it's straightforward. I'll try to take my time with this one. First of
Inventory.
all, let's go to my inventory, and I've purposely bought stuff and left them. I'm not going to go and touch them. There's guns I've bought in here, as you can see. There's a couple of guns in there that I've literally just picked up to show you. And you're going to see there as well here, you're going to see there's gear and stuff. There's chest pieces and stuff that I've bought just to show you. So you want to come to the tinkering station. You can do this in your castle settlement. So you can do it
Inventory.
here. Just to show you on the map, you can go down here to the castle settlement. And there's a recap table down here. There's one outside of the White House. There is one outside. Can I see it there? That's nice, my stash and stuff. But there is one outside. And right, so you come to the station, and you want to go to. So first of all, you want to go to your library. Now your library is literally that. It's all your guns, and you're gonna see that it says max value 9 out of 12. So there are guns here. There are stuff that are not full. So you can see here magazine size is not full. Rate of fire is not full, and stability is not full. So that's I still got to search for those, and I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So how you fill this table up of SMGs? Let's go to tinkering. Now tinkering, as you can see, SMG, there's a new SMG there. Now when you go to SMGs, um, this is how you recap it. So as you can see on the Banshee, the SMG here is SMG damage is 10%. If I press A here, I can go here, and because it's in my library, I can now put it onto that gun, so I have max damage on the SMGs. Now, that's how you recap the gun. But let me go back to the library now. So where it's important is you see where it says the green arrows. That means there's a gun in there that you can improve. Rifles now. You go to attributes, and where it says there, where you see max value 10 out of 12, that means there's two guns that I need to get maximum value on. But you can see where it says one can be improved. But go in there. Here's your rifle attributes. If I scroll down, you can see there improvement stability. Now, what I'm doing is this rifle. Let me go back in. So what I'm doing is there's a rifle I picked up, and let me show you the rifle will most likely is. It's most likely going to be that's an assault rifle. It said rifle, didn't it? So it's going to be this one here, the UC1, and you can see the stability is there at 12%. It's full, right? So let's go back to the recap table now. To the tingling table. Let's go back to the library. Let's go back to where it says rifles. We'll go here when it says one can be improved. So that's this one here. So right now, if I go in, it is that rifle, as I said. So now it will tell you at the bottom there, stability will be extracted. That's 12%. That's the max value. So if I extract that, I'll hold X now. It extracts that. Now that's going to be in my library. Now, if there's any rifles that have not got 100% stability on it, and I probably do have one or two, because as you can see back here, it's telling me here now I've only got 11 out of 12 rifles that are at max value. So there is a rifle that needs to be basically maxed. I'll go to tinkering now. Go to rifles. Come down here. Harmony has got this is why I can recap this now. Harmony, I've got headshot damage, right? If I press this now and I scroll down, I can put that 12% stability I just took off that rifle. I can now swap that. I can recap that and have stability instead of max headshots, which I don't want to change because that's my harmony. I want maximum headshot damage on that. So that is an example of how I would recap a rifle, because I can get that. That needed an improvement. But it is saying, if I come all the way out to the library, there is a gun here, so I can go down to see. There's something here that's not maxed. Apparently to this, everything's maxed. Usually that's telling me there's something I've not got completely maxed out, because it's saying 11 out of 12. So it's probably a rifle I need to pick up that I've not got yet. But let's come back out and do it for the pistol, just so you to get the gist of it. Now it's saying one can be improved. Maximum value 5 out of 13. So I gave up on the pistols, but I shouldn't. I should go and fill them up. In libraries, 21 out of 27. But that's talents, and I'll explain that next. So if I go in here and come down, damage to target out of cover is one I need to look out for. So I need to pick up a pistol that's got damage to target out of cover at max. Hence why it's telling me one can be improved. You can see here, there's quite a few. So let me just go back and count this for you. It says that 5 out of 13 are at max value. If I come here, you're going to see at the 13 guns I have here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to get 6 of them to max value. And let's scroll down. There's one that said improvement available. Now my optical range here, as you can see, is not maxed, but I can now max it. Now this is a pistol I literally just bought, and if I extract it now, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to extract it because I don't need this gun. Now I have near max. It's 23.5 max. 24% is the max, but now that's improved. So now there's going to be a pistol now. If I go to tinkering, there's going to be a pistol now that I'm going to be able to go down to and stick that on there. For instance, if I wanted to go in here now, that should be, is that the one? Optical range. Now that's 23.5. I can now transfer that onto that gun. And that's basically how the recalibration process works. Now, just a point to make here is if I now want to go to my library and those attributes you can see, like health damage and damage to target out of cover, when you pick up a gun now, you want to look on, so when I pick up, a pistol, I want to look on the pistol. And I'll give you an example. I'm going to run over here, and I know I can buy it. It's the same pistol, but I can buy a pistol from this gentleman here. Right? That pistol, where you see optical range, 23.5, that's what I just bought. Right? You see this is a black market AK assault rifle. Now, it's got damage. This is for assault rifles, by the way. Got damage out to target out of cover, 7%. Now, I don't need that because, as you can see, if I go to my assault rifle, Chameleon, you can see damage to target out of cover is 10%. If I go down to another assault rifle, let me see one of my assault rifles. What other assault rifle do I have? It will be... Let me see. Let me go to my assault rifles here now. My weapons. My stash is empty. It's glitched out. I've got to log out and log back in, which I will actually do now. I'll do that now, guys, agents, because it is a glitch that they need to fix. But sometimes you'll go to your stash and your stash is empty when it shouldn't be. You just log out and log back in.
Safe area detected.
I've got unseen footage I have to see. I'll do that later. So up there's my stash. So if I go to my weapons, my assault rifles, I need to look for my assault rifles. See that where it says damage to armor? That's maxed. Okay, so this one is the AUG A3. That's got damage to target out of cover. That's because I recapped that on. That's another assault rifle optical range. Now, just to show you, that was the CTR. So let's go here. Let's go to tinkering. Let's go to assault rifles. If I come down to my CTR when I get to you, right? No, that's the splitter. Sorry, I passed it. Okay, so my CTR there. If I go into it, oh, no replacements found. That's interesting. Right, here you go. Here you go. So my far sight now. Now I've got a choice. I can put assault rifle damage maxed on there, or I can go down and see critical hit damage. My damage to target out of cover, I've got max because I've taken that of a gun that had that. So to recap this on, I literally can transfer it on. Now, in case you're wondering, what about assault rifle damage? Now, if you can see that I can optimize this, and I can optimize this all the way up to max. And I can do the same with health damage. But as you saw before, I recapped on damage to target out cover, so I can't now do that. I have to optimize that. But when I was there, you would have realized when I was in there, all these options, I could have put some of them, well, not all of them, but some of them I could have put here. So I hope that makes recalibration, or recap as everybody calls it. Hope it makes it make sense. Let's go from the beginning again, right? So there's no other assault rifles. Let's try a mask, for instance, right? So this mask is one I bought, just to show you this. So what do I want to max on this? So let me come down to one that I use. Now, do you see the Bellstone Armory? Now, critical hit damage and armor regen. Now, those circles means I have optimized this, or I've recapped it, because those circles will come up when you've changed it. Let me look for one. So the one I bought, for instance, you're going to see what happens here. So I'm going to go in there. Which one do I want to change? So this now is where, let's say I want this to be a damage based mask. Now I could leave the damage core on there, and if I want 3 damages, I can put critical hit, headshot damage. It depends what I want it for. But let's imagine now I wanted to make this a skills based mask. What I can then do is I can say, right, leave repair skills on there, and I can optimize this, especially if I wanted repair skills to be one of the attributes I'm going to be using on this build. So let's just imagine now, agents, I want this to be a skills based mask, meaning I don't mind keeping it as a damage core, but I want some skill attributes. I'll go into critical hit chance. I scroll down on my library, and as you can see there, I've got max skill damage, I've got max skill haze, max stats effects. So I can now transfer one of them onto that critical hit chance. That's because I want this to be a skills based one. So I want 2 skill attributes, right? And I want the damage. But I can make this a yellow core, and I can make this a skills mask. Now, I don't want to confuse you here. Skills based in the attributes is what I'm talking about. Go here, stick a yellow one there, stick one of these on there, depending on what I want this mask to do. If I want it to have some more skill damage, if I want it to have some more skill haste, so it's less time for it to refresh, or status effects, I can stick that on there because I want the attributes to be skilled. But let's say I want this mask to be completely a skills mask, not a weapons mask. So I want to use this on the skills build. I want that critical hit chance, but then the repair skills, I would like the repair skills to be with a skill tier. So this is going to make give me a skill core. So let's imagine I did that. What I mean by the skill core is this. I go to my build. That's the core. I've explained this in builds before. The core I have, that's a armor core. Do you see where it says core attribute is armor? That's an core. That's the armor core. You see so that's on the mask. On the holster, there is a weapons core. That's weapon damage. That's maxed weapons core. So I use this on a damage build, and an example would be if I go into my loadout and I go to my hunter's build. As you can see there, my hunter's build now, this is a mixture of damage and armor cores. That's what I mean by core. So this is, if I wanted to make this build a full damage core, then what I would do is I'd load it up. I'd come in here. That armor core right there, I want to change that to a damage core. What I would do is I'd come in here. I'd go to tinkering. I know that's a striker's build, right? And I want to change one of those cores. So I go to gloves, come down here, and I look for strikers, which I should see, right? That's Foundry. Sorry, where were you, strikers? Don't desert me now. Don't desert me now. That's oh no, sorry, Hunter's Fury. Right, so there's a Hunter's Fury glove. Right? Now I can't recap that, but what I can do on this Hunter's Fury glove, this has got critical hit chance and it's low. Right? I can optimize this all the way up because I've already recapped this into armor. So let's look for one that I can change. No, I can't change any of them because all of them have got the circle to say I've already recapped. Right, so I can't. Improvised gloves. Yes, so here we go. So this is a skills based glove because you can see core attribute is skills, status effects and skill haste are both low. I want to get that skill haste to max. I go to my library and as you can see I have a max skill haste that I can put on this glove, so I'm going to transfer it on. So there you go. So now I can optimize the status effects up. So to come back out and show you what I was telling you about this, it was the same thing I would be able to do, but I've already, as you can see, that circle means, and where you see the the tool mark, I've already optimized the attribute and I've already swapped out that core attribute. So I can't do it again. I've already done it, and you know, usually you can, but for this one I can't figure that one out. Hope I'm making sense, and I hope you're keeping up, agents. So let's go back to the bench. So on the pieces, let's go to another one and try and get this, another example showing. So this is one I bought, and this got weapon damage is not maxed, and the status effects is not matched, but explosive resistance is. So let's imagine now I wanted to use this on a damage build, the damage core, weapon damage core. But I wanted 2 blue attributes. So for armor, so explosive resistance is the armor core, armor attribute. Stats effect. I will look down here. Armor regen, hazard protection, and health. Right. I can now bring one of these across because I now want, like I said, I want my damage core to remain the same. But then what I want is I want to have 2 blue attributes because I want to use this on my armor build that's got damage on it. What I mean by this is this. An armor build I have is the Heartbreaker. Now I'm not going to load it, but don't worry about the missing item thing. I can explain that later. But this is a armor build. You can see all my pieces there are all blue cores. They're armor cores. Right, so let's imagine now I wanted to put a bit of a damage attribute, not a core, an attribute. I will come back out here. I would go to this, and I would add this vest to it. So remember, I want to add some damage to that. This is a damage core. The main core is a damage. This one here is a weapon damage core. So I want to add more damage to it. I can go to the status effects. I can swap that out for critical hit chance, critical hit damage, or headshot damage. So I can dump that on there, right? Which I will. I'm going to give you a full example here. I can confirm that, right? So this here is Overlord annulments, right? So I'm going to look for this.
Inventory.
Let's just load it. Don't worry about it. Right. So I said I want to add some so this is all blue cores, yeah, but I want to add a damage attribute. Remember that vest? Let's go and look for that vest now. So that vest we've done.
Wish I had a complete set of socket wrenches.
Where are you? Right. You remember what I just done with this? This is the one I done it. Do you see the tool? The tool side. So you see where it says headshot damage and you see that tool sign like tools? I just put that headshot damage on there. So if I select this now, right, I now have the damage I'm looking for. Primary damage has gone up. If you can see on the left hand side there. where it says primary damage 107.6k, right? Look at the armor is 1.7, right? Let me now put the Heartbreaker back on. You can see the changes about to do before you even select it. The armor will go up to 1.9, but the damage will go down because I'm now taking off that damage core and I'm replacing it with a armor core. See the core attribute there? Let me go back down here. Look for the same one, Overlord Animants. That's a damage core. Put that back in. And you can see now the build has changed. So that's basically how recabbing works. It works towards what do you want to do with your build. I wanted to add damage to this build. So that's what I did. I just did that. Now I've swapped it back because this is a Heartbreaker build. And I want all this to be armor cores. And I'm going to save what I've just done here. Yeah, so I'm going to save this. Where's the Heartbreaker? And I'm going to overwrite this, hold Y, and it overwrites it and it saves what I just done. So let's go back to the examples I was doing, right? This here is a damage build, full damage, but I've got a damage core. I've got an armor core right there. As you can see, core attribute is armor. Now on this Bakara's holster. Now I can change this.
Sit down. My back was killing me.
Let's imagine I said, no, you know what? I want a full damage. Let me go down, see what holster I can put there. So I'll put the Walker and Harris. There you go. It's all damage calls. My damage has gone up, but you see it there. So let's imagine now. Let me look on that. That's all maxed. If I find a holster. Okay, there you go. This holster here, right? Now, that's not got max, right? So remember the name, Eminence Armaments, right? So I'm going to put that on there. And you're going to realize headshot damage is not full, weapon damage is not full, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the bench. We're going to go to tinkering. And which one? So I need to keep up with myself. We said it's the holster, right? Good. Let's go and look for the holsters now. And we need to look for, it's the ones, it's already been, I'm wearing it, so it's going to be the first one there. Now, I can decide what do I want to do now. Smartest thing to do here right now is this. Optimize this up to max because, you know, right. Now I've got choices here. Now remember, going back to what I was saying before, what do I actually want to do with this holster? Do I want this to be a full damage holster, meaning I go here and I add weapon handling, weapon critical hit chance or critical hit damage, meaning I'm going to use this on a full armor build, but I want some damage. That's what I will do. Yeah, I can come down here and say, right, I want a full armor build, but I want some damage. So what I will do is I will come here and put one of these three on there. Because I want to add, you know, it's a full armor build, but I want full damage. So I can turn this into a full damage holster. I could use this on an armor build, right? Full armor, add some damage, but I still want armor attributes. I just want to get some weapons damage on there. I will come here, turn this in a blue, so armor region. I actually don't want to do it because once I've done it, I can't undo it. But I can decide I want to put some armor on this. So if I put one of these three on there, this then becomes, yes, it's a damage core, but it's got armor attributes. So a full damage build, like I've got loaded here, I might want to put some armor on here because as you can see, my armor is only 776.7. So if I come out here and decide I want to put some armor on there, you can see what it's done to my armor. It puts it up slightly because that's an armor core, but as you can see, melee damage, headshot damage and pistol damage are all damaged attributes. So I still got some damage on this, but it's an armor core. Again, I hope I'm not confusing anyone. Hope you're keeping up with me. But this is how you recap. This is how you're playing around with your builds. Now, I'm going to give you an example of one of my favorite builds that I use. As you know, I use the strikers. Now, again, agents, there's two variants to my strikers build. A full damage, as you can see, all 6 pieces I'm wearing here, I've all got core damage is damage. The core attribute is damage, or a mixture of damage and armor. Now, I'm go in there. I'm in there now. Now, I've already tinkered with this build because, as you can see, the armor core there has got the tool sign, meaning I've done that, and the headshot damage there has got the half circle, meaning I have recalibrated it. Right now, the strikers, as you can see, the critical hit damage there is not full. What do I do about that? Okay, let's go. I'm coming here, go to tinkering. I'm looking for striker's mask. So the one I've got is, or I'm already wearing. I can go there, and that's very interesting. No, have I gone to the right one? I'm tripping up my own self, agents. Tinkering wise, I should be able to slide down and actually
inventory,
optimize that, because yes, it's the mask. Tinkering, go to mask, it's the one I'm wearing, and for some reason I can't. Right, but yeah, that's because this is the mask. Like I said, I've already put one of these on, so I can't trouble it. So that's a mask. Let me see if I've got another striker's mask I can show you, which I should do. I should have quite a few of them. These are the ones that are going to be in my stash. Down strikers, right, there you go. So this striker's mask here, yes, I can play around with this one. So this is a full damage striker's mask. I can do one or two things. I don't want weapons handling, but it means when I want to optimize by doing this, I've got a lot of optimization to do there, right? So what I'm going to do is, if I want weapon handling, no I don't, I will prefer to have headshot damage on there. I'm going to transfer that across, right? Now you're going to see that's done. When I go to the mask, you're going to see that I have put the headshot damage on there, hence why that the tool sign is there. And as you can see, I optimized the weapon damage, and that half circle is there. So that's another thing to look out for. So when we're talking about recalibration, this is how it works. Because I'm looking through my build now to see, is there anything that needs improving on it? And everything seems to be in good stead. That's good there. Let me check my holster. Headshot damage is max. As you can see, I've done that. I've put that on because you can see the tool sign, and I've optimized because you can see weapon damage. Circle there. Let's go to the gloves. The striker's gloves again. So it was the mask that I realized the critical hit damage. Oh, the critical hit damage is a mod. I'm going to say what I mean by a mod. So if I come all the way out,
inventory,
the critical hit damage on there is this mod. That's another thing I need to explain to everyone, how mods work, but we can do that in another one. And I'm going to put that's already on a striker's build. Okay. So I've got the right mod on there now. That mod has put it all the way up to critical hit damage is full. So it's a mod, sorry. So that's why when you go to tinkering, you won't find it. So let's load another build. Eclipse Protocols, another one you've seen me use quite a few times. I do need to use it more. The mask, is that full? Yes, it is. Is this one full? Yes, it is. That one is. That one is as well. Stats of it, that's all full. And the Memento backpack, which I use on quite a lot of my builds, is full as well. So this is how you improve your builds. And there's quite a few people that wondering why the weapons damage is so hard. It's a combination of whatever your weapon is doing, core attributes, and you see the attributes there, what the gun does in relation to your build. I'm sure there's a build here that needs improving. For instance, a lot of you have seen me use the hardwired build, which is all skills build. Now if you're looking in here, That skill haste down there is a mod. And I need to look for skill heads. And mods I will explain to you shortly as well. Mods you've got to farm. But I need a skill haste mod that's full. Way down the bottom here. Okay. And it's telling me it's on another build. Alright, good. No, that's not good. That's not full. That one's full. Good. Right. That's the problem you got with mask. Mask is that you need to put a mod on a mask. Same thing with a holster, same thing with these. Gear mod's not on that one. That one's full. But this one, I've maxed out this build. The skill haste is another mod. I've maxed out this build. Skill damage, you can see the tool sign, meaning I've had to work on that one to get it to go maxed. But this is why, agents, you'll see when depending on mission, I will go to any of these builds. I know I've already maxed it out. This is the experimental one. This is the marksman build. This is the heartbreak. You saw me playing with that a second ago. The hunter's build. Is there anything on there that needs work? No, everything on there seems good. Critical hits max. That's all maxed. So overall, I hope this makes recabbing make sense to everybody. I've been here for half an hour trying to explain to everyone how this works. Hope I've not confused everyone. If there's any questions on this, especially this video, do please go in the comments, put your question in, and I'll gladly be able to explain to you whatever your question is and clear up any confusion. This is a backpack. Let me just go back in and go another example, then we'll wrap up. Go to tinkering, go to backpacks, and it is this backpack here. Same thing, as you can see, repair skills not maxed, weapon handling is not maxed, but I do have it in my library. Why I know that? Because I've done this one before. So again, going back to what do I want to do with this build? Do I want it to be a complete full damage build, or do I want to put another skill on this and use this on a skills build that's got damage on it, but it's got skill attributes? So an example of that, that's backpacks. I'll come back to this in a minute.
Inventory.
That's the difference between having my max skills build here, which as you can see, the one damage attribute is on the exotic backpack, which is here. Is the backpack. But we're dealing with backpacks. I can decide now, because this is a full skills build, I can decide with that backpack, what do I want to do on my build? Let me explain this to you. This has already got skill haste, skill damage, and repair skills. My vest has got repair skills, skill damage, and skill haste. My holster has skill haste and status effects on it. Status effects and skill damage on there as well. The glove has got skill damage and skill haste. So as you can see, I've only got one repair skills, right? And repair skills is basically, it affects two things. There is a drone that you can get that repairs you. It gives you healing, and then the higher your repair skills are, the quicker you can get healed. And that drone I'm talking about is this drone here. Where's the drones? So you got fixer drone, defender drone. So it's the fixer drone. This drone, depending on how high your repair skills are, will affect your repair skills here is on how quick you get healed from that. So let's imagine I've got that in my mind. I want to be healed faster if I use that drone, or somebody else's drone tries to heal me, or, you know, I need healing. How quick can I get healed? So remember, we're going back to that backpack, right? So let's imagine I decide I don't want an exotic. I want it to go to what would be an all gold build, meaning I'm going to go to this gold backpack because it's gold. That's a gear that's green, right? So I decided, you see there's repair skills on there already, so that would be a good idea to put this on. But let's imagine I wanted to go a step further. Let's now go to the bench. I'm going to go to tinkering. I'm going to look for that backpack, which is this one here. I can decide I've got repair skills on there. I want to optimize that to the max so I can do that, but I'm not going to use my spend because the cost to optimize you see at the bottom there. But I can decide, but I want a bit more skills on this. I want the weapon damage, but I want some more skills. So I go here and I can decide I'm going to put skill haste, skill damage, and stats effect. So going back to the rest of that build, remember I was saying I've got skill haste, skill damage, and repair skills there. Stats effect and skill damage. Skill damage, skill haste. Skill haste, stats effects. I can now decide, what do I want now? Do I want more stats effects, skill haste, or skill damage? I can decide here now, go to this backpack. I can decide, no, you know what? I want more stats effects. So I will transfer that across. To explain stats effects, if you go back on my videos, you'll see I used there's a burn video. Look out for the Eclipse burn. That video is it's on YouTube, and what you will find is the status effect is the fire or the riot foam. Now the fire is a status effect. The higher status effect I've got is the more longer, and the more longer the status effects last, and the higher the skill damage, the more damage it would do. Right? So the stats effects, if I put that on there, it will last longer. Right? So that's what I need to decide. If what do I want, stats effect or do I want skill damage? You know, so yeah. So that's basically how that works. So when you're looking at the build now, if I had put that backpack on, I could decide I want to add more to that. Now, when I'm saying the higher the damage, you go to your stats, you scroll down. Now you're going to see the headshot damage you got on the build. You're going to see the stability, right? You're going to see the rifle damage. You're going to see all the different damages you got here. If I keep scrolling down, you're going to see all of these, but there's the one I'm looking for. Is you see where it says skill haste and skill damage. This is under, so just for you to see where I went to up the top here, went to stats. You can press the right trigger, scroll down where it says breakdown, press it again. That's skill torrent, but it's a skill slot. I scroll down, the skill damage is 124.212, skill haste is 104, right? Now that's where you know how high is it, right? What affects that is exactly what I've been explaining, agents. If I was to now put this, I'll do it now actually. If there's repair skills on this, right? No, I won't put it on because it will confuse you. The repair skills will go up by 19%, but I will lose a skill tier because this is a damage core. But that's basically what I'm trying to say to you anyway. What depending on what piece you have on your chest, your backpack, your holster, your glove affects this. This is what it affects. It affects how high percent of that damage you've got. Right? So I'm going to give you a prime example of if I go back to stats, weapons, I'll stay on weapons. You realize that the headshot damage is only 85%. Now that's gotta be because of the harmonies got headshot damage at 10%. That's gonna be the capacitors that got headshot damage. I'm getting headshot damage from somewhere, maybe one of the gloves, but the gun, that's the headshot damage. So this is a skills build. Let me now load my marksman rifle build, which is basically a marksman headshot damage. So if I look at the pieces, my breaking point, my mask, that's got 10% headshot damage. My vest, that's got headshot damage. Holster, that's got headshot damage. Knees, that's got headshot damage. Gloves, that's got headshot damage. And of course the backpack, headshot damage. If I go to stats now, if I go to my headshot damage, you're going to see the difference. 208%. And I can still push that higher. I can push that harder. I can put that higher. I can get that up to probably about 300% headshot damage. Because of the build. Because of the pieces I'm using. And then I've got headshot damage on, as you can see, 111% of that headshot damage is on the Model 700. And if I look at the White Death, you see the headshot damage there, 130% headshot damage. So already you can see your build and your guns, they go hand in hand. It depends on your build. So let's wrap this up now. Let's go back to the bench. And as you can see, ooh, wrong one. If I go to the bench now, we go to tinkering. The marksman rifles have all been worked on, because you can see here, you can see the circles, and all of them have been optimized up to the max. The White Death, you see. So when I go, let me look for a rifle that I probably need to do work on, which is, oh, here you go. So let's go in here. The headshot damage, I can now put recab this on to that maxed at 111%. It's having 101%. I can put that on and it will be max headshot damage. This is how you recab. Obstacle range, damage the target out of cover, which is very, very good attribute to have. There you go. I can put that on that gun and I will be putting on some heavy damage, and I can put critical hit damage. So again, it depends, what do you actually want to do? And that's what builds are. What is it you're actually trying to do? Are you going to, are you max skills that you see my max skills or my hardwired skills? Are you going to be, or I can put my wave skills? They're basic builds that do different things. Or do I want to go a mixture of armor and damage? As you can see, the armor cores I was speaking about earlier, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on there. And then because that memento backpack, I've got 2 core weapon damage, right? But again, there's many times in my videos you've heard me say I can add more damage to this. Now, as you can see on the left hand side there, if I go in to this, I can decide I don't want this armor core, the core attribute. I don't want this armor. I want it to be a damage core. Look what it does to my damage. My damage goes up. Yes, my armor goes down, but look what happens. My damage goes up. This has got a damage core, and but you see it affects the damage. Right now, this is why I'm doing this, agents. Look what it says there, 95.1k damage if I put this on, right? Look at the core attribute, 15% maxed. Look at the attribute, critical hit damage, maxed. Now, if I go across to the strikers with a damage core, it jumps down from 95k to 93k. The reason why that is because the core attribute weapon damage is not maxed and the attribute skill damage is not maxed. So this is why right now what I would do is I would say, right, that skill damage, I don't want skill damage. I'm not going to use this on a skills build. I'm only using this on a damage build. But you know, for instance, the original piece I had on, which is this one, this has got an armor core and a damage attribute, the headshot damage attribute.
Wish I had a complete set of
This is where, if I go to my bench, I will decide, go to my gloves. My gloves, yes, go to my gloves. I'm going to look for that striker's gloves, which is going to be somewhere down the bottom. Goes in alphabetical order, so strikers being near the bottom. Right, we're nearly there. Nearly there, agents.
Incoming backup request.
Right, so it's the one with, there you go. So I'm going to go here, right? We're going to go in here. Now, remember what I just said. My strikers build is all damage, and then one I usually use is an armor core with damage, right? Now, I don't want to use this on the skills build at all. So you see this has to go. But what do I want to do now? Do I want this to remain an armor core, but what attribute do I want to do on this? Do I want the attribute to be a damage attribute, like headshot damage? As you saw on many of my builds, my attribute is headshot damage. Or do I want to give this a armor attribute to where I'm going to get armor regen or hazard protection or health or explosive resistance? It does what it says on the can. Now, here's what we going to do. I'm going to put headshot damage on this. I'm going to transfer that across. Now, that's maxed. Yeah. Now, I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to optimize this all the way up. And you're going to see, I should have pointed this out before, but once I finish doing this, right, that's max now. Right. You can see I literally just, the headshot damage I recapped on. So you see the tool sign on there, and the weapons damage. I optimized that up. I'm getting mixed up here. Right, so let's come all the way back out, agents. We're back on this build. Right. I've decided the glove. Here's the striker's glove I just worked on. Now you're going to see the difference. Right, that's the one before. This is the one I just worked on. Remember before I was saying, hey, if I put this one on, I would have had 95k damage in all, but this one was 93. It is now going to be the same because they're both maxed out. As you can see, one's got critical hit damage on it and one's got headshot damage on it. They both got, the core attribute is weapons. Now, I'm most likely we're going to go for the headshot damage, because again, if I put this on right now, what I've got on there is armor and headshot damage, right? And you can see the damage stays. But if I go for weapon damage and headshot damage, that will affect the stats. So the stats now so far, stats so far, as you can see, headshot damage here is 110. Let's go over to inventory. Let's go to the glove. I'm going to put that glove on now. The headshot damage glove. Right. Come out. Go to the stats. Headshot damage should have gone up. That will go up. Sometimes it does this. I've got to come all the way out.
Inventory.
And go all the way in. Sometimes this is another glitch in the game, guys. Yeah, so that should go up from 110. It should go up another 10%. But that will register whenever it wants to register. But that's just a prime example of how builds work and how, you know, how I can swap things out if I want to do more damage. This is the build I use every day, so don't be surprised in the next video I do. I'm going to go and do a control point, I'm going to go and do a mission, I'm going to go and do a bounty. I say I want to do more damage, so I'm going to put a damage glove on. This is what I mean, and this is what you look out for. So again, look at the armor 1.6, which is still very good armor. But I said, no, I want to go back to what I had before. As you can see now, the armor would go up to 1.8. If I just want to last in the battle more. And, you know, I'm still doing good damage. But lately, I'm noticing I need to do a bit more damage. So I'll leave it there. But that's an option on the builds. Agents, I've been here for now 48 minutes. So what I will do is I will bring this video to a close. I hope I've not confused anybody. I hope everybody fully understands what recalibration is now, and you're able to now go and tinker, go and look in your library. Let's just do a quick recap. When you pick up guns, and this is a thing, this is a habit you see me do in missions, I will run over a gun and just destroy it. When you pick up guns now, agents, I'm going to try to buy, because these guns are the same. I mean, I need to get, okay, I know what I'll do. Before we close, I just want to bring this point home to everybody. So let's imagine you're in a mission. You're in a mission and guns drop on the floor. What you want to do is don't destroy them. Lower levels, this is for you guys. Do not destroy your weapons. This is why. I'm going back here for a reason. Let me see what he's got for me. He's not got no gun. He's got a couple of guns for me. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna take these caches here. Right. So remember, I've just bought a gun, agents. And this is what you do when I was showing you on damage out to target out of cover on my pistols. I need to find them to put in my library to max them out on my pistols. For example, if I go to my pistols here. Damage to target out of cover is not full. I need to max that. I need to find a gun where that is got it on max, like this gun here, but this is an exotic. So I need to find a pistol where that's max, take it off, and then, you know, put it in my library. Now, I've just got those caches, and those caches are gonna give me. I just bought a gun. These caches are gonna give me some guns. It's gonna give me a marksman rifle and a rifle, lightweight M4. Open this one. So you pick up guns. Get a pistol to steam out of there, right? You pick up guns. Don't destroy them. Here's why. When you go to your table, when you go to your library, what you're looking for here is not work for me because I've already done it. But when you pick up your guns now, look for a green arrow in here. Because when that green arrow is there, it will tell you here, I need to find, I want to demonstrate this live. So I need to find a gun that I've even not got but it needs improvement. Because remember earlier in the video where you would go, oh, hold on, marksman rifle that I just picked up. Model, it was a model 700. Right. Now I need to go and pick up a new gun. That's what I need to do. Because on the library now, there will be a green arrow here. As you saw earlier in the video, you'd go in and it would say here, there's a gun available for improvement. And you would come here and the improvement will show here, and then you can transfer it across into your library. So when you go to tinkering, you can use it then. But I've just picked up these guns. Now,
Inventory.
what pistol did I just pick up? Right, so it was the PX Storm and a fire starter. So the PX Storm,
It can't be that hard.
there's no improvement on it because it would have said there. PX Storm, there you go. So I can improve this. I've already got maxed pistol damage because I can swap that into the gun now because it's in my library. I've already done that with a gun. So, but let me wrap up. I don't want to confuse everyone here. I will mention it in future videos. If you pick up a new gun, how you go from your library to extract off the gun and stick it in your library, and then when you go to tinkering, how you recap it onto a gun. I do want to do that because what this is showing me is that these are guns I've just picked up, and I can now recap onto there, but I want to pick up a fresh gun, right? But like I say, for lower levels, you don't want to destroy guns straight away. You want to see what's on them to take it off.
Inventory.
Because as you've seen in many videos, you've seen, especially at the end of a level, I'll come in here, I'll look for the new guns, and I'll just destroy them. Now, before I go, the reason why I destroy them is this. I'm going to all the guns that I know I don't need. Then I'm going to go to my chest pieces and stuff, my gear. Right, I'm looking for them. You've seen me do this at the end of every video. You've seen me do it at the end of a mission or end of a bounty. And some of you are probably thinking, why is he doing that? Does he not look? And I've actually said, I'm not being arrogant. I just know I don't need it. Because, you know, on that mission, when I've gone to that mission, for instance, if I went and done Lincoln Memorial today, my favorite, I look on there and it says Hannah U. I know I don't need no Hannah U. So if I go there and do that, I don't need Hannah U because I already know Hannah U is on my wave skills. Hannah U is this one here. And as you can see, skill haste, skill damage, and the mod, the skill haste mod is all max. So I don't need it. So I destroy it.
Inventory.
So you'll hear me say I'm not being arrogant. But the reason why I can deconstruct all of this is there. You're going to see the materials. The materials here are what you destroy, and it goes into your deconstruction results. It goes into your library, but not the tinkering library. It goes here, the materials. Crafting. When you want to craft now, everything you delete or you deconstruct comes here. So if I go and look for a gun, so for instance, an assault rifle, I've got all of these. But to give you an example, an assault rifle, black market replica, F200, okay, I'm going to craft this. right? Assault rifle damage, okay. And I'm going to craft a pistol. Right? Okay, good. So, got all of these. Police Magnum, military replica. Let me craft this now. Right. What's that got on it? It's not going to be good. Right.
Anything I can do for you?
Craft weapons. Let me craft another one. Because I've seen something flash up on my screen there. That's very interesting. Right. Before I craft, you're going to see crafting parts. That's crafting cost. That's what it costs. You pick them up, right? The receiver components, the titanium, the steel. When you destroy guns, you destroy stuff, and you collect those around the map.
Nice to see you.
So event pass level up, because I've just completed a journey. We'll explain that in another video. What I've just basically completed is on the journey. The journey, sorry, is this. And that's what I've just completed. Right. So let's go to library. Has anything come up? All right, shotguns can be improved, and I can take that talent off that shotgun, extract it, and I've got a new talent. It works exact same way with the attributes. So again, I hope I've not confused anybody. I hope this recap video has been enlightening to everyone.
Inventory.
Again, especially on this video, please put comments in, ask any questions. No questions dumb. The dumber it sounds, the more important it is, and I'll be happy to answer that question and pop it in a video, in a future video, to help you learn how to recap. And of course, what I've just been doing, recalibration cash, there you have it. You unlock those, this is what they give you. So with that said, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment on Twitch. Please follow. And again, I look forward to seeing you on the next live, where I hope those who are shy, that don't want to admit they need help, and I'll be glad to support.
Money shower.
Catch you on the next live. Wow.